when... Oh, man, I can't do my joke again for everybody. That sucks. I hate Windows. I really hate Windows. But, sorry about that, John Doe and, Ryder. I don't know. How we doing? Windows hates me because what it keeps doing is muting out one of my audio sources and screwing me up. And then I was looking at something else, and I was sitting here. Does anybody ever notice when we say the day Wednesday that we forget that there's a D in it? It's Wednesday. Wednesday. Not Wednesday. Wednesday. It's weird. Sometimes you don't think about things that are right in front of you because you look at them like you've been looking at them from your perspective. You were taught how to say a word in one way, and you may know how it's spelled, but you also know how it's pronounced to your knowledge. Yet those two aren't always the same, and your understanding of it is lacking. So how did we get from Wednesday to Wednesday? America? Is that what it is? I'm not sure. So you want me to still call you malevolent? Well, okay. You can be malevolent in here. I'll do my best. It's not a guarantee, but I will do my best. How is everyone doing this evening? It is Wednesday, and I am here, which is the Patrice O'Neill joke about trying to spell restaurant. Okay, restaurant. Something. I'm not sure. There's a lot of jokes about how words are spelled versus how they're said. But I think it's more a version of perspective to how we've learned things. Because having living on the East Coast and the West Coast and been through several states in between, I noticed that the same word is pronounced and used differently depending on where you are. And this is based on how you learn things from those before you. And that sometimes can spread, obviously, as people move around. But it's the same with ideas and the way we think about things. That we're raised in a certain way, and unless we go somewhere or look outside our area, we don't necessarily see how those things change or look at the differences in them. So, who else do we have in here? Welcome, Zach. How you doing? We ought to roll a game because isn't that what I'm supposed to do here? Oh, you know what I'm doing? I'm running a game. That's right. I remember now. It's Wednesday. It's a game. And I'm here. I'm here.
Welcome to the Great Debate.
How am I doing? Well, it's an interesting question. You know how sometimes when you work a decent hard job and you're using hand tools, you develop blisters in different places on your hands depending on how you hold the tool. Well, I had an abrasion from concrete on the palm of my hand, which was causing me to hold the tool in an awkward way, which blistered it up the back side, the inside of the thumb in my hand. And since it's not an area that's been blistered many times, it blistered and the skin ripped away. And then that started to scab over. So now on the palm at the bottom of my thumb and on the inside of my thumb at the large knuckle, where it kind of webs, right where the web is, it has like dime size abrasions where the skin is just missing and it hurts. But the job I was doing is done. Yay! I'm just waiting for the last of my pay. Yay! Oh, it's not the jackhammer. It was the pressure wash. I mean, never mind. I won't say anything else. Okay, we have a board. And on this board, we have 3 semi-categories, obviously. I think the categories have kind of expired. Everything's random. And under these, there's a statement or a question. And that statement or question is meant to find somewhere to start. Find something to talk about within these categories that allows us to either find common ground or understand something different. I'm not even sure anymore. I just know it's still fun to do. And it's more fun with guests. So if ever you want to be on, just hit me up, let me know, and I will set it up. But, like Malevolent is saying, someone needs to help me out. Because while I spend time, well, I'm always thinking of questions, but while I spend time thinking of questions specifically for these topics, I think it's your turn to put some time in on the show and just give me one to pick from, because I can't pick, then there's no randomness. And Zach Lomby from somewhere sports reference-y says technology. What types of innovations might we see with a non-military or military space force? Ooh, I like this one. Here's a weird question I have, and I've yet to look into this, to be perfectly honest. You know, I do spend a lot of time outside, and today I spent 5 hours playing Minecraft with the kids because I felt like a good dad. And it was raining outside, damn it. So, Trump wants to have a space force. And a lot of people are behind them. If you're not actually behind them via cost or anything like that, at least the idea of prospect for humanity or prospect for innovation or building up one's country, something in there spikes your interest. Whether it's a military or a non-military engagement, though, is a whole other question, and we're going to separate that real quick in the beginning. I've yet to look into this part, and this is what I started saying, is whether or not it's legal for Trump to have a military force in space because of certain treaties that exist that don't allow people to send military into space. So I'm not sure how that works. Interesting, but hey, you know how treaties are. There's no end to what there's a treaty for that we've never heard of. And John Doe says, I thought that it was called NASA. NASA was basically developed to help get us to the moon and explore what it was capable of exploring. Trump wants to put people out in space and regularly start traveling to acquire either territory or necessary minerals. Now, this begs the question, several questions in fact. Are we then a military conquer species? Because 20 years ago or so, I would have easily thought, cool, we're going into space, we're going to take over the universe. And that was a little youth and ineptitude, obviously. But at the same time, I held a little more belief in the strength of the United States and our power and ability to take on things head first and accomplish them and succeed way beyond what any other country thought. So obviously we're going to expand that premise and expand from the planet in a strength yet lenient fashion. I'm not sure, but I always kind of felt something like that. But now, with the current way things run, it almost feels like if we go into space, well, no, you can't have military in space. So what are we doing? We're spending all this money to send a bunch of doctors out to look around. Wait, There's no way for me to sign up and give me a gun and go shoot at little green men? Okay, I'm bored already. Wait. Sorry. You know what I mean? It takes away some of the fun. And it seems that the way things... Oh, well, we can't be mean to little green men. It doesn't matter if things shoot at us first. We have to be nice and let them in. Why don't you tell them where we live? We'll invite them in for some coffee and tea. What am I missing in the chat? It's out of the Air Force. Well, not if he does a 6th division. It would acquire things from the current 5 branches but operate independently, which means, let's say, that, for instance, we find out North Korea or Russia or China are flying top secret deep space missions, and we don't know about them, but the only way to know about them is to get into space and move around where we can, start to plan for these things. Well, then we have to devote a branch entirely for it. NASA is run out of the Air Force. Not really. However, NASA does hire from the Air Force. I'm not sure exactly how that goes. I do know in my youth, again, upon nearing my graduation, I tried to sign up for the Air Force. I took all the tests and everything to get in. My goal was get to a captain, learn how to fly, and then after 6, 8, 10 years, I can apply for NASA and fly a shuttle. That would always sounded cool. Really, really cool as a kid. And then life hits you. And not everybody is going to be able to fly in the Air Force. And because of medical reasons that I never thought of, impacting that, I was told there'd be no way I'd ever fly a plane in the way I thought I would. And so, hey, I went down a different path. We have spy satellites monitoring, and non-spy satellites monitor everything. Everything's monitored. But what if there's... Okay, think of it this way. There's conspiracies. Sorry to bring one show into another. But what if another country has a technology that we don't know about, just like they think we probably do, and we probably do, and their technology allows them to blast straight off without detection? We don't know. There's no rumbles or anything. We don't see anything. They get out into space. They can seemingly, at a certain distance, high enough altitude, even above the satellites, fly beyond our ability to see them in some areas. And they know that, and that could be held as an advantage. And didn't China or Japan or somebody just buy up a whole bunch of steel at a market deal? Really kind of weird, don't you think? But, oh, there's data. I better stop with my conspiracy. Never mind. Hi, Data. How you doing? Nice to see you. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Something. What are we going to talk about next, guys? Because non-military satellites have exposed more activities of other countries than dedicated military satellites. But John Doe, do we just not know what the dedicated military satellites are seeing because it's deemed top secret and we're not allowed to see what's top secret, and because they deem it that way, blah, 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 blah. Let's blur some Google images. Trying to talk faster than I speak. See? I'll confuse you and myself at the same time. Pick a topic, Ryder says. Without topics, this show would be like... Oh, you know what? That's way too loud. That's way too loud, guys. Sorry. I go out my backyard. Find a nice little... Ooh, I could go climb up in my hammock and relax for a little while. Oh, the sun... Did the sun just set? I can't tell. It's been cloudy all day. Go sit out back. Data jumps in. with some stripper heels. Let's kill these crickets. And how do you kill crickets? I'm not sure. I think you do it with loud noises. Yes. Yes, loud noises kill the cricket noise for a moment. Now we're going to discuss these platforms because that'll like stripper heels. Oh, that was really quiet. That's my fault. There we go. What is the future of websites and platforms? This is a weird question. Maybe we've sort of covered it. I don't think I've asked this question before, though. And this is something sort of along the lines, things we always wonder. What is going to happen? So the way we use sites is constantly changing. We can use YouTube as a very prime example right now, as not a week ago they changed the way the chat format runs, and instead of having a crown to the left of your name, you're highlighted yellow. Instead of having the wrench on the left, it's on the right. Now instead of on the mobile, instead of clicking here, they moved where you get in and out of chat. Now instead of being something that's there, it's something you have to open and close. They're constantly pardon me, I ate dinner before the stream. Indigestion. Well, not indigestion. Never mind. Sorry. They're constantly adding and changing to kind of streamline the effect that we as the user and the consumer feel that we experience. And in doing this, they don't realize that in trying to clean up the way it works and adjust it and do it on a regular basis, you're kind of annoying people in one way, because you keep changing it. Just as somebody gets used to something or how it works, you decide, no, we're not going to do that anymore, or okay, that was a bad run, we're getting rid of it. It would be easier both on them and on us if a platform would release updates like that on a periodic basis. Let's say, on the first of every month, a new update rolls out, or on once a year, or bi-yearly, however that works. But what's the future of websites going to be? Right now we have push button, we have touch screen, we have alerts, we have emails, you get text messages, you get regular messages, you get all sorts of stuff, data. I don't even know what to call it anymore. You get so much. It's hard to keep up with all this. So what's the future of the website going to be? And how is it going to interact with you? And almost right now, it seems to me that websites are predominantly leading towards subscription-based. So if you're not paying for the subscription, what's the point of sending you the alert? So is that how things are going to go? You have seen placeholders before on YouTube builds. Something new I noticed. No, I don't know. Maybe. Those are functionality changes. Yeah, but it's not... I know very little about code. So, let me look at this from a, let me click that button and see where it takes me attitude. And if you're changing a website on a regular basis, it makes me kind of confused. What's actually, what's going on? If I can use one feature one week and then the next week it's not there, or a new feature pops up one week and then changes week after week or every few days, and it's almost random. Does that help me? It's going to get to a point where websites trying to keep up with everyday activity are going to be changing not only their operations and their functionality and the connectivity and the buttons, but inside all that, it's going to become daily updates, and those daily updates are going to be what is or isn't allowed today because of new countries and laws and things that they have to keep up with. And a bot is going to start reading laws as they're written and go, okay, this, and this aren't allowed. And it changes all of the site. They're trying to stay so up to date that there's inevitably going to be a disaster of some sort caused from that. And what is the future of this staying so up to date and even membership driven and connected to everything? What is the future of these websites going to be? Are you going to have a website that monitors what your activity is, and then you have to decide on that website what you're going to put out on the other websites as to your activity for that day? Well, on Instagram, I'm going to post this picture, but don't put it on Facebook because I don't want my family to see me. You know, that seems kind of, I don't know. Where are we headed with technology? And then here's an awesome but weird question. Blow your mind kind of question. Is the technology of the internet and the web and platforms and websites going to die off? Now, I don't mean entirely. Once we've been exposed to it, it's there forever. There's a lot of information, there's a whole lot of things that can be done, found, and communicated on the internet. But is the era of high connectivity social media websites going to die off? Will we hit a point here where critical thinking in the world begins to take over again? And in that critical thinking being taught, people realize that sitting there and wasting 3/4 of your life, 10, 12, 16 hours a day on a computer on a regular basis isn't right. Why do it? You're not really getting anywhere. And this question runs through my head. It applies to this as well as other things. It's not where I base the question. But let's say you open a phone game and that platform, Jurassic World. I got Jurassic World or Simpsons Touch or whatever the hell it is. Any game. You look at the clock, it's 10 after 3. You sit down to play the game. About 5:30, somebody goes, "Hey, what are you making for dinner?" Or, "Hey, what are you doing for dinner?" Wow. Where did that time go? I just wasted 2 hours, and what did I get from the 2 hours I wasted? I question the time I spend on here, even the time I do my show. What do I get out of the time I spend doing something? And it's that question that leads me to try and do better with some of my time and leave less of it to the randomness. But that's the critical thinking I believe that we're going to hit in about 15 or 20 years. And social media, and this is longevity while social media type of connectivity is going to change or die. Why isn't the bot working? That's a good... No, there it is. It's slow. Do I have to kill the bot? Do I? It would be sad. Never mind. There's a board. I see it. It's red and black and white with a title on top. What's it for? Hey, oh, that's right. We're playing a game. We need a topic to talk about. Who would like to provide the next one for me? Maybe. There we go. LGBT. Just cause. Alright. Just cause. Cause you picked it. Should people be more open to trying things they are not accustomed to sexually? Ooh, this is a good one. I left it open to misinterpretation. But it's just me. So it's bound to be misinterpreted. Never mind. Here's a weird question. Something that goes around in the LGBT community that I notice in a few videos I've been watching. It's obviously we see the acceptance of. Be okay with, don't shun them, they are who they are, and it's none of your business unless somebody wants to be involved with you. But then another argument hides somewhere in the back there that's But if we do want to be involved with you, don't shun us for who we are. Accept us for who we're trying to be and let us make you happy or however that works. Eat a sandwich during sex. I don't think that answers this question. Or, yeah, maybe it does. I like a sandwich after sex sometimes. Something cold. Cold cut sandwich. No roast beef. Sorry. Back to the topic. What was I saying? Should people be more open to trying things that are not accustomed to sexually? This could go for hetero relationships as well. But should people be open to trying things? So if this... Oh, man, this question's so hard. How do I talk about this one? If someone who is on the outside of the sexually norm... No, what? I'm someone who is on the outside of sexual normality. Hey, is being on the outside of sexual normality normal? So if not normal is the new normal, is normal the new not normal? I'm not sure how to work this. Open face sandwich. And I'm confused, Data. I'm distracting myself, or you're distracting myself. There we go. No. Yeah. If you've never had butt sex and you have a dick, should you have butt sex because you thought some person with a dick was cute and thought they were a girl? Wow. That question needed a noise, and I wasn't even ready. That was more than appropriate. That was enough. I'm not gay, but have been in an 18 poly relationship in the BDSM scene. Sounds fun, maybe? Not sure. But here's the question. It goes back... What the fuck? What? I can't re-say that question I said, but let me try to say something like it again. If you're a heterosexual person and somebody who you think is attractive happens to have a dick between their legs, and because the two of you thought each other was attractive and you both have dicks, but you didn't know what you were getting into, you should be okay with putting it in a butt, or you should try it being put in your butt. This is part of my problem with the LGBTQ community. I just lost 2 viewers over that. Damn. Maybe it was just my bots. They left me again. They stopped working. Should that be allowed? I mean, the question is... Wow, I'm doing horrible on this topic. I could be so much clearer right now, but this is confusing and yet confusing. I lost track. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. NumbedSkull just kicked in. I don't like the acceptance of people regardless of what you're looking for. So, yeah, I'm okay to accept other people and their preferences and sexualities and whatever else. However, I'm not okay to be unknowingly subject to, or possibly... Did I just lose internet? Wow, everything flashed on me. Again, I'm hating this. It's getting on my nerves. I don't think I should be subject to be forced to enjoy or like someone because they portray something I thought I liked and then I was confused into. So I shouldn't be made to feel bad for being unhappy with a trans person if I was mistakenly with somebody I thought wasn't the somebody I with. It gets confusing, and that's where the side angers me. I'm not sure who those little explosions are, but sure, hail chaos. They're everything's all screwed up. Chaos is in the wind right now. Should you be more open to that? I honestly don't think so. I think if you're misled or deceived, that you should be less open to it. And knowing other people makes people skeptical of wanting to. And I've said this before on my shows. I've run across people who are seemingly attractive, and then I'm sorry, I'll turn my head and stop looking because I'm not sure. And, well, I'm married. I can stop looking anytime I want. The looking's just fun. So it's like hey, I think I'll stare at a picture of boobs. Oh, look, they bounce when the person walks. It's not a picture anymore. Oh, okay. Well, the picture's gone. That's okay. I don't know how to explain that any better. But I want boobs, and me wanting boobs implies no penis. And if me going after boobs finds a penis, me's not happy with penis. And thus not okay with accepting being okay with penis when wasn't looking for penis. Does that make sense? You can only be so accepting, and only in certain areas. Does that make sense? Gay men like boobs. Okay. Everyone likes boobs. I'm reading up the chat again. Hold on. Up the chat. Let me go up to where I last remember reading and work down. Being misled is a trust problem. Conversation. Who are you? That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I know who they are. I just don't know who their name is. But interesting. Skullbot wants to, Data says I'm in a train wreck. Very true, Data. It's Wednesday. I'm having one of those days. I'm really tired and then groggy, and then the weather's crap, so I haven't gotten outside enough to move around, and so I'm achy. And now we're down to everyone likes boobs. I'm no better than a blank. Well, oh, hi. Now I know who you are. Gay men like boobs. Saki, what's up? Oh, now he knows who you are too. What's a Saki? I'm not sure. Oh no. Well, there's other options, but I'm hoping they're not the bad ones. What's the new name? Why is it an emoji? I don't get emotions either. Are you not Saki the real anime titties? Did you eat? I always eat. I ate eggs. I love eggs. From my head down to my legs. I don't know what that tune is anymore. I can't sing along with it. Hey, look, I'm still on the wrong topic. We need to move on. One of those days, guys. Someone learned how to write special characters on the internet. Game, NumbedSkull. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. Hey, look. Bingo. 3 in a row. Wait, bingo's 5 in a row. I can't do 5 in a row. What's 3 in a row? Tic-tac-toe. We win. Hey, Doc, how you doing? You can do it! We need another topic. I can do another topic, I think. It may end up like the last topic, but that might be bad. Or good. Or... I hear children screaming from their rooms. Shh. Should I sneak up and scare them? Because they think I'm live right now. That would be bad for them. Back to the show. Says Data. I can do that. See? John Doe says sex. Yes, please. Is kissing intimacy? Or does that depend on where you're kissing? So here's a weird sex. Yeah. Oh, man, my head. Here's a weird question. Not really in the sex category, but hey, why not? Think about this. Is kissing intimacy? To some people, yes. To some people, it's great intimacy. Sometimes it helps with intimacy, but is it inherently intimate? And that brings up weird questions. And I'm not going to say, types of kissing aside, because all I have to go by is personal experience. And personal experience, it doesn't matter what type of kissing I'm in, it matters the situation in which I'm kissing. And kissing then helps or hurts, depending on whatever is going on. So, is it intimacy? John Doe says, can kissing be intimate? Yes. Granny kisses, says Data. You lost me. Lag. Oh, am I getting lag? I'm going to kill a cable company. I won't say their name because then they might send people to my house before I get to them. With great intimacy comes great actuality. No, wait, I read that wrong. With great intimacy comes great... Actually, not been there. Short buffer. Well, see, the problem with the short buffer is... this is the dilemma I'm having with the cable company. I replaced my cable modem. I had them test my lines. They checked the lines across the street from the tap. They came back, everything was poor. They checked everything again, everything was perfect. They checked it again, it was poor. They checked it again, it was perfect. The guy was here for an hour and a half going back and forth checking the signal. So he sent on a work order. And it's going to keep raining. And I forgot to mute my phone again. I'm going to start slapping myself for that. Bad Dobby! Bad Dobby! So apparently there's a signal issue somewhere in between my provider and my house on my road. So every so often I get a drop signal. Glad I caught up yeah, I got me a couple bucks a few days ago. Lovin' Cryptic, I think it was. Pretty sure. That was nice. Always nice to put a few coins in the pot. Thank you. But back to the topic. Is kissing intimacy? And honestly, in and of itself, no, it's not. Combined with other actions, it's still not necessarily intimate. It maybe shows or exaggerates a form of closeness, but not necessarily intimacy. But it helps with intimacy. See, and this is, I thought, in being such a short and simple question, it really does pose a good question, though. Combined with intent, yes. My name is not actually Dobby. Unless you give me a sock. And then I'm free! Sex in a public place is not intimate. See, and that's another good question. See, I didn't want to say sex, so I did kissing. I thought this would be a weird offset way to put a question. It makes you think about different things within a relationship. So when you're with somebody, you kind of take certain things for granted. And I again, always have to refer to personal experience when I try to talk about things. It allows the conversation to flow smoother, and you get a direct answer. But it still is only my perspective. And intimacy is only what you allow it to be, and how close you are to a person is only what you allow yourself to have closeness with them. If in your relationship kissing isn't intimate, then it's not. And if in your relationship kissing is the highest of intimacy, then that's what it is. But between relationships in different contexts, kissing can change, and it could hold almost no context to somebody. So let's say Again, I try to think about this from different angles. I don't just use my personal perspective. I also use what if, and I try to analyze how would I feel if. And I've explained before that I have like the ability to kind of go sociopathic on a thought and remove emotion from it. And kissing just becomes part of an everyday fashion that we're taught as children. Here, come give your mom a kiss before bed. Or, kissing babies on the forehead just to get them to laugh. Things like that are taught to us at a young age, and kissing becomes something that's no longer intimate. It becomes something that's normal, regular. It's part of everyday life. So maybe kissing at some point was intimate, and it meant something more than it does today in relationships. But today, kissing isn't intimacy unless you're 12, 13, and you get your first kiss from a girl or boy, whatever. And then it sort of gets that intimate feeling to you, but as somebody who's in my mid-30s, that intimacy kind of ebbs a little bit. What is it? Ebbs and sways? Ebbs and fades? Oh, damn it. I lost the reference. Whatever it is. Ebbs and flows. It kind of ebbs and flows sometimes with your relationship. Depending on how you are when you're happy and excited about your partner, a kiss becomes more intimate. When you're angry with your partner, it's less intimate. To me, kissing doesn't inherently have an intimacy because so much that we've done in society has taken that intimacy away. Hey, look. Time's up. Rider, that took you almost 3 weeks. Good job. I even told you when I did it and you didn't figure it out. But good job. 3 weeks. I was waiting to see how long it would take you. I think I increased it by a minute. A minute and some change. What did I do with it? I think it's like 4, 5, 6 now instead of 300. I was bored. But, moving on. One hand clapping. Wait, I gotta click that again to make it work. There we go. 4. We've done 4. 4! No. Yes. 4. We should do one more. Hey, I do try to make this fun and entertaining for you guys, as well as myself. I understand some of you are here every day, and I don't want you, well, not every day, but every show, and I really appreciate that, so I don't want you getting bored with a stagnant show. So realize that the bot, once in a while, hey, look, there's a hair on my ass, and I need to program the bot how to say, did you wipe it? Something stupid like, hey, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to have to do that one later. Something stupid like that is going to end up in the pot. And I'm trying to keep everybody on their toes and make the show enjoyable. So when Ryder gets great pleasure out of keeping the time, well, then for my great pleasure, I'm going to adjust the time and see how long it takes him to figure it out. But that was fun. Where's your opposition? I've tried, and Ryder knows he's welcome. Well, at this point in the show, we're gonna do one more and call it a night, I think. I would love to get some opposition on here. Friday. Trademark Ryder. The Malevolent Ryder. TM. Trademark. You should have done trademark. That would have been funny. Hey, what are we talking about? Hint. I walked away from Discord. Why? I don't know. There's so many people that have walked away from Discord, and nobody knows why. And there's so many more that should, like myself. Discord has its moments. if you're not Chaos Saki, Saki the Real, aka other people, you got Trout's pregnant. I did not! How dare you! NumbedSkull, you stop by tomorrow for my show with voice actor Kyle Herbert. I'd kick you right in your dragon balls. I can try. If the alert that you're live pops up while I'm sitting there. And a wild fox appears! And look, there they are. What's up? How you doing? Hey, we need a topic. That's what we're waiting on. So we're just gonna fill time because we would hate to have to go back to the crickets. No more crickets. Dare I say I don't remember what this is? Oh, ooh, okay. I guess I should write Jeopardy tune instead of just 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a bad name for an audio. Don't you guys agree? I agree. Let's turn that off and we'll talk about some creator tips because who better to tip than the creator? By what? Oh, shit. Whoa. I screwed that up. Wow. Talk about moronic show today. Holy crap. I'm gonna fix that. I don't know what I did to the board, but the board won't let me open it back up. So we had creator tips, and that was in column 2. And by what analytics can you measure a YouTube channel? Is subscribers better than viewers? Ooh. That was fun. That locked out. It won't let me re-click a question. I think you guys can see my mouse as well. It will not let me re-click a question once it's been done. I think it's something I hit in the board. I'm just going to have to read back through the program and check it out. But I can read the backdrop here. By what analytics can you measure a YouTube channel? Is subscribers better than viewers? And then there's other recent analytics that could come up and be measured. But here's let's first discuss the way in which channels can be measured. So, for instance, as a small channel, I can be measured by my 245, maybe 46, depending on how accurate YouTube wants to be, because some pages say one and some pages say the other. So I'm not sure I have that many viewers or that many subscribers. So that means I've built up that far. But some of my very first subscribers don't really show up to my live streams, and I don't know if they watch my videos, so I'm not sure how to judge that. And while I'm not after individuals, I'm trying to look at the broad range. Why do I have a large number of people who are subscribed to me that don't check out my live streams? Why do I only get 23 to 30 views per live stream, and my videos got 23 to 30 views, but my subscribers are at 240? How does that work? Is it my views or is it my subscribers? Or is there some special, well, if you take your subscribers and divide it by 12.253 and multiply it by the number of years that you've been on YouTube and divide it by the number of times you use the letter E in the alphabet, and then we'll add you the number that we figure in, and then you can tally up how many people you actually... Is there some special analytic I'm not looking at? I don't know. Then you could also look at other channels and say, okay, well, they have Patreon supporters or Streamlabs or Maker support or whatever, and however their site works. They have this much support per month that helps provide for their channel. But then on the back end, there's always going to be something else that you don't know about. That's just what you're aware of. And does that merit the channel growth? And then we look bigger channels, and you can find 100,000 subscriber channels versus 100,000 subscriber channels, and your value is up or down based on the number of dollars in someone's bank account that month or on a regular basis. Not sure how that all works. It's really hard to compare that metric. I try to think about YouTube in a way that if this was a television network, how many people would be watching your show? Well, on a YouTube network, if you're not constantly trying to look to grow that audience and hit a basic level of audience, then you're not growing. You're not making yourself out there and seen. But how do you get to that point? By what analytics do you measure the success of reaching that point? Hey, mystery person got a Discord. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back up. You got 5 minutes left. This is more. You have more subs than I. I think this goes how we define success instead of 5 minute time limit. Yes, I did adjust it from the 5 minutes to 6 minutes. Is it 6 minutes and 40 seconds? Okay. We don't do metric. Please use the number to tell the entire speculative, and we are simply used to it entire advertisers. Okay, the numbers on television are done by a census bureau somewhere. I got some of their shit in here. And they give you a couple of dollars to fill out a portfolio of what you watch. And I will tell you, if you're anything like our house, you kind of half fill it out and just fill in the blanks, whatever you can think of. It's not very accurate. And how do you determine in these days whether somebody is watching live cable programming, or do you try to determine what shows they're watching, or how regular they're watching the show, how often they watch it, how much of the show do they watch? Television doesn't necessarily say, hey, you know, viewers only watched 8 minutes of your show. It's, hey, you had 8 million viewers this month or this year, 8 million regular viewers. And those viewers are based on those surveys and potential sales activity based on marketing and analytics from the advertisers, from sales made from periods after those commercials are made. You know, where do sales spikes hit versus when commercials are released in certain areas. These are trends and data that they follow in marketing and how to get to certain people. So how do you and what do you follow as trends in marketing for trying to create a new show or trying to expand on something? And these are the questions I'm asking. Not always necessarily for myself, because while I'd wonderfully be happy to grow and make something of this channel, at the same time, I'd equally be just okay with walking away from the channel and doing something different. So how do I determine whether I'm successful, whether it warrants continuing or leaving or caring or not caring? How does anyone? If I had grown to 1,000 subscribers in a year, would that merit more need or desire to fulfill what the people are looking for? If I'd have grown to 10,000 in a year, would that change? If of that 10,000, a lower percentage viewed what I was doing, would that change? How do you measure what you're doing? Right now, honestly, I try to measure. Well, hold on, let me check the chat and then I'll go to mine. It got blocked, so lately I gave up on the account. Cool. With live streams, I think analytic would be how interactive the audience is with the streamer. Do you get regular viewers and chatters? I do, John. Welcome back. You're becoming a regular. What are we talking about again? By the analytics, can you measure a YouTube channel? By what analytics can you measure a YouTube channel? Is subscribers better than viewers? Is time up? How are you? Okay, I'll take your word on it. However, we can carry on for a minute. How do you decide when you're moving up, when you're moving down, when you're stale? And I try to judge by the number of viewers that I see live in the stream. So every few seconds, most of you know I have like 13 windows open. 3 of them have the chat with other information on how many people are here. In my head, I'm constantly trying to average what numbers are accurate or not. When I have one that says current viewers 8, another one says 8, another one says 9. Separately, I've got one chat 3, almost 4 seconds ahead of the other. Separately, I don't know why I still have a Hangout open. But there's that. That's still open. Just sitting there doing nothing. I'll close it after the stream. The shape's the question of what analytics to use. Right. And how do I know if I'm trying to monitor? And this is what I do. I monitor how many people I have on a stream. Usually between I don't even know where to look. Crap. It's in the bottom corner. Saki the Real donated $5. Saki, you're awesome. I love you, man. I love all the rest of you too. Don't think I don't. I love you for being here because there's a conversation to be had, and without the input, I'd just be talking to the silence. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a topic? I don't know, but the harder you lick, the softer or the firmer the topic gets. I'm not sure. We'll discuss the topic. And I look at this. How do you determine and don't take this the wrong way, being appreciative and looking up if you put a message, because I have to start doing that. Does the donation mean I'm doing better? Or does it mean I'm carrying on equally? And I'm sure Doc and Fox and Data, side by side with me, and others in the chat realize what I'm saying. When you look at your channel, do you look at the concurrent viewers you have? Do you look at how long they stayed interactive? There's an area that allows you to see how much of the stream was average viewed. Well, that's average. That doesn't tell you, well, the longest viewer watched for an hour and 36 seconds when your stream was an hour and 34. And the shortest viewer was there for an hour and left a thumb down. I don't care who it was. If I see somebody was, or not an hour, if the shortest viewer was there for a second and left a thumb down. I don't care who it was that did what. It's not even necessarily individual activity. Can I see the range? Can I see the range determine the median, the mode, and find out what I'm looking to fulfill? And with that, we are in our last minute, and as soon as glitch, as soon as this loads and tells me whether or not, wow, talk about some pitiful download speed for supposedly having a 100 meg connection. Pitiful. Definitely going to be calling upset. If you look at the analytics, does it change? It does from time to time. Saki is officially dead. Lols. Okay. So, you're now Firework. Superhero of Boris. Just for fun. And with that, guys, I need to get something moving here. There it is. Please remember that there are buttons on your way out of this show. Make sure that whatever your sexual kissing preference be, you make sure you fondle, lick, rub, kick, grind, whatever it is that you want to do with those buttons. You do it with those buttons on your way out the door today. Thank you again, Saki the Real, for donating to the show. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Enjoy your Wednesday. I look forward to the next one. Thank you, and goodbye. Music.